That means you're not buying me. Dude, that's
Good evening and welcome to the School District of Osceola County's scheduled school board meeting for Tuesday, June 24th, 2025. Thank you so much for being with us here tonight. Tonight we will have our invocation delivered by Pastor Greg Heinz from Celebration Community Church. Our Pledge of Allegiance will be led by John Boyd, our Executive Director of Government and Labor Relations, Chief Negotiator. Our national anthem will be just instrumental tonight. We're out of school for summer. Our mission statement will be read by Timothy Burnett, our Executive Director of Secondary and Post-Secondary. And then interpretation services provided by Naira Alvera, our bilingual community liaison. So with that, will you please stand?
Let's pray. Gracious and almighty God, our Heavenly Father, we come before you with gratitude, mindful of your presence, thankful for your blessings. And as citizens and stewards of this great county, we pause to reflect on the goodness that you have shown us, in the richness of our land, the strength and diversity of our community, and the opportunities for growth and learning that surround us. In all of these, we see your gracious hand at work. Right now, we lift up before you our superintendent, school board members, educators, administrators, and staff. Grant them wisdom in their decisions, strength in their service, and encouragement in their daily work. Thank you for their dedication and the impact that they have on our lives and our future. We also bring before you our students and their families, and we ask for your protection over them and pray that you would inspire a deep desire to learn and grow and thrive. May they encounter the fullness of life that comes with purpose and hope. Through Jesus Christ, amen.
Amen. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hello, our Osceola County School District's mission is inspiring all learners to reach their highest potential as responsible, productive citizens.
Naira? Is there someone else in place of Naira?
I'm covering for her today.
Oh, thank you.
No.
Can you, there's a statement usually that she says regarding that she's doing translation if needed.
Yo estoy proveyendo traducción hoy para las personas que necesiten ayuda. Gracias.
Thank you.
No.
With that, we are on to positive comments. I'll start with Dr. Shanoff.
Thank you, Chair. I think that we can all agree that the partnership that we have with law enforcement in Osceola County is one of our strengths. And the men and women that bravely serve our community are regulars at our schools in the form of school resource officers. School resource officers do more than just provide life safety. They provide support. They provide mentorship. They provide an extra set of hands when needed for our schools and for our teachers and for our students. And I've worked in 3 different districts. This is by far the most amazing partnership that I've had with law enforcement. And I'm very excited to introduce our new sheriff in Osceola County, Chris Blackman. I want to just say to the sheriff before I turn over the podium to him, welcome to Osceola County. We're excited to have you. The brave men and women of the sheriff's office, they do amazing work. We're thrilled to partner with the sheriff's office and the Criminal Justice Academy, making sure that we produce the best, most qualified, and most prepared officers to take on the solemn oath of law enforcement. So with that, I'd like to welcome you and thank you so much for being here.
First, thank you for the kind words about all law enforcement, the deputies especially, because my commitment to the board is your children and your staff. I have family that are back home where I grew up in Pensacola that are school teachers and administrators in the school system. So it's very near and dear to me as the welfare and well-being of the students as well as the staff. If you'll bear with me, I prepared a little something for you. It is with the deep sense of honor and resolute commitment to duty that I accepted the role of Sheriff of Osceola County. Governor DeSantis has placed an enormous amount of trust in me, and through that and through the grace of God, I stand before you all committed to the safety of our children and staff members at each and every school in Osceola County. I am fully devoted to serving our community with integrity, impartiality, and a steadfast adherence to the principles of justice. My promise is to you all and every citizen of Osceola County is to uphold the rule of law, to be transparent, foster collaboration with all stakeholders, which is part of the school board and other agencies, and lead with an unwavering dedication ensuring the safety and security of every citizen with a special emphasis on the highest level of protection for our children and members of the schools.
Thank you.
That's my commitment to you all. I look forward to working with you. That was my canned speech that I wrote. So I don't have a speech writer. I'm the writer currently. I'm so new, I don't even have business cards. So what you see is what you get. I'm very transparent. I look forward to working with you all. I'm available. I've given out my number to some. If you want my email address or whatever, I can get that to you too. I'll send them over so you can share it with the staff. But please, if there's issues or concerns, I want to know. We need to know. It's, again, my steadfast commitment to everybody in this room, back here as well, everybody. If you're in Osceola County, I'm your sheriff. And we're going to do whatever we can to protect all the children and the staff members at schools. Thank you.
That's all I have. Thank you, Madam Chair.
All right, Ms. Garcia.
I would like to say thank you, Sheriff Blackman, for taking this challenge. I know how difficult it is. I used to work there. I worked for 3 years and a half. But you have an extraordinary team that are going to help you to do
We have a
this job.
phenomenal team.
Yes.
We have a lot of good people. We had one bad apple. We're going to restore the sheriff's office. There's really nothing there. It's a black eye that's disappearing. We're getting past that. We have a lot of good people doing a lot of good things. And we're going to continue on that track. So that's my commitment to everybody in this room. So we're going to take care of your schools and we're going to get your babies home. Because that's most important to me. Thank you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. I would like to during this month, the fire department, they're creating awareness about drowning. I'm a drowning survivor. I was like 6 or 7 years old when we were in a place and I almost drowned. And thanks to a divine intervention, I'm still here for a purpose. And I think this is my voice telling everyone that during this month, summertime, our kids are at home. Please take care of your babies. Last week, the fire department had 3 drownings, pediatric drownings. We don't want more of that. It's a very difficult situation, just a call, be there, the parents, the family. And in that, Florida has a bill that there are vouchers, that if you're a parent that you cannot pay for swimming classes, look, it can be in the fire department, even the schools, we have information posted about those swimming classes that are free. Take advantage of that. Another thing that you can do, and I have some suggestions here, using those swimming lesson vouchers, install safety barriers and alarms around any home, pool, maintain constant adult supervision, and learn CPR. And please, I know since June 1st, we already have 6 cases. And in I think it was 2021 and 2022, we were the highest county in the entire Florida. We don't want that number 1. We want to just create this awareness, and that's why I'm taking my positive time just to create awareness. Thank you.
Mr. Cook? Mr. Cook, District 3, where you want to be. West side is the best side. I'll keep mine brief. I don't have anything really to highlight outside of our Abbott Summer Institute. That's always a big deal, seeing our educators out there. Especially District 3, Poinciana was the one that really took the lead on that, was our first national demonstration school, and it was really cool to see our kids out there leading sessions and being the model, showing off some of the greatness that we have here in Osceola County, especially in District 3. So that's my positive comments for today.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yes, so even though there's no classes going on right now, our teachers and administrators are hard at work getting ready for the next year. So I just want to give them all a shout out. Of course, the Abbott Institute. We also have the admin team going to professional development as well next week. So just shout out to you now that you get to become students before you go back to teaching. I also attended the Junior Achievement Annual Meeting at Orlando Science Center with Chair Cahoon, and just want to celebrate that great work and that partnership that we do with Junior Achievement. They have been great partners, and team, I hope next year we're all going to attend the BizTown, which is going to be hosted right here in Osceola, so they've already extended their invitation. So we all went to FSBA a couple weeks back, and while I always talk about how amazing it is and how much we learn and get out of that, I wanted to take this time to highlight Dr. Barrios and Dr. McMahon for being presenters and showing off the great work that they're doing right here in Osceola and inspiring other boards to really hone in on their student services and leverage their student services for the good work that we're doing. So well done. Thank you for representing. Just wanted to highlight you all today, and that's all I have. Great. Ms. Paxton?
Yes, a lot of positive comments. I went to a VPK graduation at Toho High School, and I just want to tell you that the Toho High School staff is highly involved in their VPK. They had 8 students who were seniors who had just graduated, who had volunteered all year in that classroom because they're interested in going into education. And they actually even came back, they had graduated and didn't have to go back to school, and they came back for these children's VPK graduation. They also have 2 volunteers who were teachers in the past who also dedicate their time. And it was just lovely to get to meet all the families, and it's just very evident that our pre-K does more than just prepare our students. It empowers our families, and it truly strengthens our communities. I also attended the annual Applause Awards at Dr. Phillips, and I got to cheer on Toho, Celebration, St. Cloud High School, and OXA. And this is an annual event. It was really, really good. It celebrates the very best of the talent of regional high school theaters, includes teachers and students. And during this event, winners perform and are recognized for excellence in various categories: singing, acting, dancing, supporting, and lead role performances. And it was amazing. I also have just went to Harmony High School where I got to meet with the new principal, Miss Ramsey, and she just really proved her passion in education and her dedication to the students. She really has a strong leadership, and her and I, we just sat together and we looked over her ESE data and what that's going to look like for next year with the kids coming in and the movement that's going to be happening at that school. And she really has it together. And so I will also be visiting. I have some more schools that I'll be visiting. And I went to a Juneteenth fashion show at the Osceola Arts, and it was great. They celebrated culture, art, hair, and fashion. And during the fashion show, at the end of every designer's showcase, they got to stop and just talk about their passion for the arts and what truly inspires them. And I can't wait to see them expand that for next year. And I also attended the Start Summer Art Showcase just recently, and that's where our students and teaching artists engage in a powerful process-based learning across music, dance, theater, creative writing, and visual arts. And it's just a great summer program that highlights the artistic growth and collaboration that is taken in that program, and it's entirely student-generated and produced, and it was just a wonderful event. And I also just wanted a positive to say thank you to all the teachers who have been reaching out, whether you've called me or emailed. I just want to thank you for just taking that time and just telling me how you feel. And I know that I'm here as a board member, but I've spent my entire life as an educator, and I know why I'm here in this spot. So, thank you.
I just want to say, one, happy birthday to Dr. Shanoff. We gave him a board meeting and a couple workshops today as his birthday present, so I wanted to make that known, that he's spending his day with us. In addition to that, I know that our people here in Osceola County do amazing work, and I am proud of the people that are in our schools and in our departments and leading the things that we're doing for students here in Osceola. But when I'm out at things and I hear other people brag on our people is what really fills me up, because it's nice to see that others are noticing what's happening, see these specific people that are making a difference, and really celebrating them with me in those conversations. So a few people that I just recently last week had conversations about, Mr. Burdett was one of them. I spoke to someone that had been on a trip with him to DC this past legislative season, and that he was there talking to legislators about CTE programs and blew people away with his passion, his knowledge, his dedication to those programs. And so that person knew that we were doing things right with CTE here in Osceola County from being there and witnessing that. Lester Yates and Rusty Gould were some other people that I was talking to someone with, and they were just, really impressed with how seriously they take their jobs. They are, in charge of our safety and security, and they said that the two of them, spend so much time, so much just their own personal hearts into the job of making sure that our schools are safe, our students are safe, our staff are safe. So it's great to hear that. I'm always fighting off other school board members about Dave Sharma and Sarah Graver because we have such good CFOs, our Chief Facilities Officer and our Chief Finance Officer. Other districts are wanting them all the time, and I'm, ready with boxing gloves to, keep them away. So those are two that I continue to hear great things about. And then lastly, Rachel Bynum was someone who was an assistant principal, I think was her last position here in our district. She just recently relocated back home in one of the very cold states somewhere, I don't remember exactly. But she's going to be a principal there, and so I know she'll continue to do great things for students in her community where she'll be, but she was also someone that came up in conversation, and they were just so impressed by the passion she had for her students at her school and the things that they were doing there. So again, I just love hearing these things from other people in the community or outside of the community. A lot of these came from people not in Osceola, but they've come across these people in other areas, and just wanted to recognize that everybody's doing great work, and I love when I hear it from other people. With that, we are on to a ton of appointments tonight. So Dr. Shanoff, you have the floor.
Thanks. Before I introduce our new appointments, I do want to just say, it wasn't mentioned, but I feel it needs to be mentioned. Congratulations to you, Chair, on being sworn in as the new Vice President for FSBA. It's good for our district when our school board members are involved in FSBA leadership. It provides visibility to our district in a very, very positive and powerful way. And so they also are in a position to really help shape policy at the state level, which is where we know we always need good advocacy. So congratulations to you. All right, so the first two appointments are for the our district appointments. They won't necessarily be speaking, but I do want to go ahead and mention them both, and then we will have them come back and speak at our next meeting. All right. So the first will be Monique Machado to be our new Assistant Superintendent for Elementary Schools. Ms. Machado has held the following positions: Teacher and Director of Guidance at Somerset Academy, Teacher at Amelia Earhart Elementary, Lead Teacher, Director of Secondary School Guidance, and Assistant Principal of Somerset Academy, Assistant Principal and Principal at Ben Gamla Preparatory Charter, and Principal at Slam Osceola and Kissimmee Middle School. She received her bachelor's degree in secondary school guidance and counseling from Florida Atlantic University and a master's degree in educational leadership from Nova Southeastern University.
Motion by Ms. Castillo. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Congratulations, Ms. Machado.
All right, our next appointment is Dr. Tammy Deary to be the Director of Curriculum and Instruction. Dr. Deary has held the following positions: District Mentor Trainer and Teacher at Dowdle Middle and Benito Middle in Hillsborough County Public Schools, District Resource Teacher in Federal Programs for Hillsborough County Public Schools, Supervisor in Professional Development and Supervisor for Middle School Mathematics for Hillsborough County, Coordinator of K-12 Mathematics for Osceola School District, Coordinator for K-12 Mathematics for Volusia County Public Schools, and Coordinator for School Improvement for the School District of Osceola. She received her bachelor's degree in Science and Mathematics Education from the University of Central Florida, a master's degree in Curriculum and Instruction in Interdisciplinary Studies from National Louis University, and a doctorate degree in Leadership for Learning and Organizational Development from National Louis University.
I have a motion by Ms. Garcia. Second. A second by Ms. Castillo. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, Dr. Deary.
All right, our next appointment, Dr. Pillay, come on forward. This is for Dr. Nigel Pillay to be the new planning principal for AAA High School. Dr. Nigel Pillay has held the following positions: College Reach Out Program Instructor at Seminole Community College, Teacher and Testing Coordinator at Millennium Middle, Instructional Coach at Lake Oriente Elementary, Assistant Principal at the following schools: South Seminole Middle, Milwee Middle, Crooms Academy of Information Technology, and Pedro Menendez High. He is has been a board member and commissioner of the Educational Practices Commission and principal at the following schools: Otis A. Mason Elementary, St. John's Virtual, and St. John's Technical High. He received his bachelor's degree in math education and a graduate certificate in urban education from the University of Central Florida, a master's degree in educational leadership from Nova Southeastern University, and a doctorate degree in curriculum and instruction from the University of Central Florida.
I have a motion by Ms. Castillo. Second. A second by Mr. Cook. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? The motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'll,
Very good.
it's on?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll try to be brief. First and foremost, I just want to thank all of the board members, Dr. Shanoff, Dr. Clayton, Ms. Karsinski, did I get that right? Ms. Henninger, Dr. Evans, Dr. Allen. Thank you all just for affording me the opportunity at something that I consider like a lifelong dream. It's been something that I've always dreamed of when I got into administration, just having an opportunity to take part in building the culture, the climate, and working with the community in opening a new school. So it is something I'm very excited for. I do want to thank my wife, Alexandra Pillay, who's here. Just thanking her as well. She's always by my side, and I'd be remiss if I didn't mention her. She's a big part of my journey. I'll leave you with this. Just in coming here to Osceola, I'm not coming here just to be a principal. I don't consider that to be enough. I think all principals should be leaders in the community, and it's my hope that in working with all of you and all the other stakeholders that I can do just that. So I look forward to any and all opportunities I can to be a leader in this community. Thank you.
Our next administrative appointment is Dr. Ashley Langley to be the new principal of Highlands Elementary. Dr. Langley has held the following positions: teacher at Ventura Elementary, teacher and math science coach at Hickory Elementary, math science coach at Reedy Creek Elementary, district resource teacher for elementary curriculum and instruction, and assistant principal at Reedy Creek and Highlands Elementary. She received her bachelor's degree in advertising and public relations, a master's degree in social science education, and a doctorate degree in educational leadership from the University of Central Florida.
Motion by Mr. Cook. Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
I just want to say thank you so much for this new opportunity to serve the Highlands Elementary community. I'm both honored and excited about this new adventure. I've worked with many amazing teachers, staff, and administrators throughout my 19 years in Osceola County. So I just want to thank all those people that I have come across paths with. We really have some amazing people who work for our district, and it's been a pleasure to learn and lead with them. And then I'd really like to thank my family. They're probably my biggest supporters. My husband Tom is here tonight. My daughter Lydia and my son Kevin are watching from home on YouTube. And my mom as well. So they are just number one, and it's always important to have their support. So thank you so much. I'm looking forward to this.
Our next administrative appointment is Seth Daub to be the new principal of Mill Creek Elementary. Seth Daub has held the following positions: teacher and curriculum resource teacher at Meadowwoods Elementary, senior administrator for professional development services with Orange County Public Schools, assistant principal at Jones High School, principal at Castle Creek Elementary, Catalina Elementary, and Orange County Public Schools Academic Center for Excellence K-8, and senior director of program operations and teaching and learning at the Pace Center for Girls. He received his teaching certificate in elementary education from Florida Atlantic University, in addition to a bachelor's degree in advertising and public relations and a master's degree in educational leadership from the University of Central Florida.
Motion by Ms. Garcia. Second by Ms. Castillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
I will definitely be brief. First and foremost, I would like to thank the school board for this opportunity. I would also like to thank Dr. Shanoff, Dr. Allen, Dr. Clayton, Dr. Karsinski, and Ms. Doe for this incredible opportunity. I'm excited to get to know the families, the community, the students, the teachers of Mill Creek Elementary. And I will say, since we are the Gators, we will be chomping our way to success. Again, thank you so much, and I'm excited to join the Osceola team. Thank you so much.
Our next administrative appointment is Amanda DeWright to be the new principal of Central Avenue Elementary. Amanda DeWright has held the following positions: teacher, MTSS coach, testing coordinator, and math science coach at Kissimmee Elementary, math resource teacher for the Osceola School District, and assistant principal at Central Avenue Elementary. She received her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Slippery Rock University and a master's degrees in elementary math and reading from Walden University in educational leadership from American College of Education. Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook, second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations, Principal. Thank you. I proudly stand before you today full of both gratitude and excitement for what's ahead. Thank you to leadership for considering me for this opportunity and for the approval of the board. I am beyond excited to continue with my journey at Central with our amazing staff, students, and families. Central has my heart and my work here will never be done. There are many administrators that I wish I could thank that have helped me grow as an educator and instructional leader in Osceola County. I do want to take the opportunity to thank Dr. Nadia Winston for her mentoring, guidance, and support that has developed and enhanced my skills to prepare me for this role. Our work together has set the path for success at Central, so thank you. I have to say thank you to my family and children who always share in my achievements and celebrations, and I also want to thank my husband, who clearly is always in my corner back there. He's always my biggest supporter and cheerleader. I am blessed to have him on my team to support and learn from one another. I'm honored to continue to serve the community at Central. Thank you.
All right, our next appointment is Marlenis Vargas Ortiz to be the new assistant principal at Hickory Tree Elementary. Ms. Vargas Ortiz has held the following positions: dual language teacher at Boggy Creek Elementary, teacher and AVID coordinator at Neptune Elementary and Canoe Creek K-8, district resource teacher for the Multicultural Education Department, and dean of students at Narcoossee Middle. She received her bachelor's degree in elementary education from Inter-American University and a master's degree in educational leadership from the University of Phoenix.
So moved. Motion by Ms. Castillo, second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you, God, for your favor and guidance that led me here tonight. Thank you, Dr. Shanoff and school board members. Especially thank you to Dr. Allen, Dr. Clayton, Dr. Henninger, and Dr. Reyes for believing in me. Thank you to my family, my husband, and my two beautiful daughters for your support and always being here for me. My journey has been filled with purpose and dedication. Each role helped shape me and prepare for this next chapter. I have worked alongside outstanding school administrators. Thank you, Marianne Rodriguez, for giving me my first opportunity as a paraprofessional, then as a teacher, and then as a mentor 15 years ago. I know she's watching online. Thank you to Shannon Mahoney, Linda Harwood for your guidance and support. Thank you to Mr. Noyes for always being there for me, for your guidance and mentorship. You are not just a great boss and my mentor, you are family. Thank you, Mr. Rademacher, for using your time and share with me your knowledge and experiences. Thank you for your guidance. You are the best. Thank you, Dr. Lastenia Peñalosa, Valerie Martinez, and Evelise Ormera for inspiring me to do greater things for our district. I learned so much leadership skill from you all. Thank you to Rhonda McMahon for believing in me and for your guidance with discipline and safety, which is so important. Thank you to Ms. Schneider, she's out there, for your guidance and support and always be my cheerleading. The memories and experience I have gained through this time will never be forgotten. Each and every one of you have played a key role to where I am today. I will miss my Narcoossee Middle School family, but I am extremely excited about the future and I can't wait to join and meet everyone at Hickory Tree Elementary. Thank you.
Our next administrative appointment is Brunel Noreen, Assistant Principal of Liberty High School. Ms. Noreen has held the following positions: teacher, AVID coordinator, and dean of students at Kissimmee Middle School, Brunel has also received a bachelor's degree in psychology from Florida Atlantic University and a master's degree in educational leadership from American College of Education.
Make a motion to approve. Pause. I said West Side is the best side, District 3 is where you want to be. I just want you to turn around real quick so you can feel that love. That's what we do things.
Motion by Mr. Cook, second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. First and foremost, I must thank God for placing me on this path that I did never imagine. For years, I said I would never teach, and God said, watch this. I went from teaching to dean, and now assistant principal. So you can imagine the moderate list of folks that he used along the way. It's truly taken a village. My father, who poured his countless nuggets of wisdom into me, would have been proud to see this day. To my mom, Cherise, Sonia, and the girls, thank you. A special thanks to my Uncle Kent, an official life coach, career advisor, and part-time motivational speaker, who told me, Vernell, apply for the position and never stop believing that I would make it here. This one's for you, Kent. Family, New Ferry. To Dr. Rolando, Mr. Whedon, Miss Mabra, Miss Shears, Miss Boganko, Miss Johnson, thank you for taking the chance on me and guiding me through my very first steps as an educator. To the team that kept me sane as I stepped into the world beyond the classroom, Dr. Taylor, Mr. Tejada, Miss Collin, Nancy Rodriguez, Carmen Nieves, and Mr. Joseph Seiple. You coached and developed me and never sugarcoated a thing. Thank you. To my incredible admin team, who saw something in me before I could even see it in myself. Mr. Melvin, Mr. Western, Miss Diaz, and Miss Machado. Thank you for your unwavering belief and speaking this day into existence long before it arrived. To the interview panel, Dr. Harris, Joyce Connors, Mr. Hare, Ms. Henninger, Dr. Allen, Dr. Clayton, Dr. Evans, along with the board members and Mr. Shannon, thank you for entrusting me with the privilege to serve Osceola School District. And as I close a beautiful 7-year chapter at Kissimmee Middle School, I look forward to stepping into this new journey with my Liberty High School family. With gratitude in my heart and purpose in my steps, I am excited, honored, and ready to say, bienvenidos al paraíso. Welcome. Thank you.
All right, you're right over there.
I don't know.
Our next administrative appointment, we've got some real rock stars that we're appointing tonight. Our next administrative appointment is going to be Ben Johnston, Assistant Principal for Discovery Intermediate. Ben Johnston has held the following positions: teacher at Highlands Elementary, teacher, MTSS coach, and dean of students at Bellalago Academy, and night administrator at Osceola Technical College. He received his bachelor's degree in hospitality management from the American Public University System and a master's degree in educational leadership from Florida Atlantic University.
I make a motion to approve, and I keep going rogue. One of the greatest testaments that lets you know that you're a great educator is how students respond to you. If y'all could ever see Ben in his environment and see how students respond to him, it speaks volumes to how great of an educator that he is. Any school will be lucky to have him, but again, West Side's the best side. If I get a motion to approve or second, then he's on the best side. So I'm here for that. I motion, you second it?
Motion by Mr. Cook, a second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Thank you, school board, and thank you, Dr. Shanoff. I stand before you tonight with immense gratitude and pride as I accept the role of Assistant Principal at Discovery Intermediate School. This moment would not have been possible without the support and mentorship I've received during my journey here in Osceola County. To my mentors, Miss Allison Doe, thank you for taking a chance on me as a new teacher. Dr. Millie Torres, Miss Janine Bracco, Miss Susan Zelinskas, Miss Dania Perlaza, thank you for taking the time to show me the new ways to think through ideas and always keeping student achievement in the forefront. Dr. Taka Mays from FAU, thank you for being my mentor through that process through the master's program. And Dr. Cleveland, thank you for continuing to push and lead me towards new opportunities and always supporting my journey towards this role. I've learned from so many others along the way, and while I can't name everyone, please know that I carry your lessons with me. To my colleagues and friends, thank you for your support, collaboration, and accountability through every step. To my family, thank you for your reassurance throughout this time. To my wife, Jen, thank you for your unwavering love and guidance, encouragement, and your ability to keep me anchored to what is important. And to my kids, Summer and Sean, thank you for always being my biggest cheerleaders. I love you guys. And finally, to the Discovery community, staff, students, and families, I am here to serve, to listen, and to lead. So let's explore, work hard, and thrive together. Thank you.
Our next administrative appointment is Yolanda Polanco, Assistant Principal of Cross Prairie K-8. Ms. Polanco has held the following positions: teacher at Mill Creek Elementary and Dean of Students at Zenith Accelerated Learning Academy. She received her bachelor's degree in elementary education and a master's degree in educational leadership from the University of Central Florida.
So moved. Motion by Ms. Castillo. Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
It is both an honor and a privilege to stand before you today as the new Assistant Principal of Cross Prairie K-8. I want to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to Dr. Shanoff, our school board members, Dr. Henninger, and the district leadership team for this incredible opportunity and for helping me realize my dream of serving our students and our community in this capacity. Throughout my career, I've had great fortune of working alongside incredible leaders, mentors, and colleagues who have poured into me, shaped my growth, and lifted me up. I am forever grateful for their guidance and their belief in me. I'm especially thankful to Dr. Robert Studley and Mr. Thomas Dunham for taking a chance on me and for their unwavering support. I also want to express my sincere appreciation to Mr. Jack Carr. Your mentorship and the experiences you've provided me have been instrumental in shaping me as the leader I am today. To my Zenith family, you will always hold a special place in my heart. And to my students, past, present, and future, thank you for being my inspiration and the reason I lead with purpose and heart every single day. I owe a deep debt of gratitude to my parents and my family for their endless support and sacrifices. Every triumph I celebrate is a reflection of their love and their encouragement. To my amazing husband, Isaac, and to our three beautiful girls, Mia, Amaya, and Mila, thank you for your unwavering love, patience, and your belief in me. You are my greatest motivation. Finally, I want to thank Mr. Frank Telemko and Ms. Andrea Jurgens for this opportunity to join you in opening a new school, to be part of a veteran team with so much knowledge and heart, and their commitment to education is truly a privilege. I look forward to learning from each of you and contributing meaningfully to our shared vision. I am ready to get to work and make Cross Prairie K-8 a place where every student feels seen, supported, and inspired to reach their full potential. Thank you.
All right, our next administrative appointment is Brianna Wilkerson to be the new Assistant Principal of Osceola High School. Ms. Wilkerson has held the following positions: teacher at Neptune Middle, MTSS coach at Osceola High, math coach at Osceola High, and Neptune Middle. She received her bachelor's degree in mathematics education 612 from the University of Central Florida, and a master's degree in educational leadership from Barry University.
So moved. Motion by Ms. Castillo. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
Good evening, everyone. I am truly honored and humbled to stand before you tonight as the newly appointed Assistant Principal at Osceola High School. I want to begin by expressing my deepest gratitude to the school board and Superintendent Dr. Shanoff for this incredible opportunity to serve and lead. Thank you to the interview panel for your time, thoughtfulness, and belief in my potential. I am especially grateful for Dr. Kennedy, our principal at Osceola High School, for trusting me with this responsibility and giving me the opportunity to lead alongside her. I look forward to growing under her leadership. To Ms. Santiago, thank you for always encouraging me to lead with both confidence and integrity. To Mr. Rademacher, thank you for your consistent support over the last 7 years and for challenging me to rise to new heights and showcase my leadership. And to Mrs. Belcher, your mentorship this past year has meant so much to me. Thank you for investing your time and for believing in my growth. To my husband, thank you for standing by me and supporting my dreams every step of the way. And to my son, David, thank you for always being in my corner. You inspire me more than you know. To my parents, thank you for laying a foundation built on faith, love, and perseverance. You taught me that I could become anything I set my heart to. And to the rest of my family and friends, thank you for always showing up and standing beside me. I'm excited for what lies ahead and honored to serve the students, staff, and community of Osceola High School. Thank you, and go Cowboys.
Our next administrative appointment is Erica Hare to be the new assistant principal of Knights Point K-8. Erica Hare has held the following positions: teacher and learning resource specialist at Deerwood Elementary, MPSS coach, testing coordinator, and dean of students at Parkway Middle, and learning resource specialist at Knights Point K-8. She received her bachelor's degree in elementary education from the University of Central Florida and a master's degree in educational leadership from Stetson University.
Motion by Ms. Garcia. Second by Ms. Castillo. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
So first and foremost, I'd like to say thank you to Superintendent Dr. Mark Shanoff, our esteemed board members, and my principal, Nathan Durant, for allowing me to serve the students, staff, and stakeholders of Knights Point K-8 as their assistant principal. I am honored to step into this role. I'd also like to thank Dr. Henninger, because without you providing me an opportunity to grow and challenge myself outside the building I was at for 7 years, I really don't think I'd be here tonight. There's a saying that it takes a village to raise a child. To me, that village wasn't around when I was growing up, similar to many of the students I am proud to serve. My village came a bit later in life, and those of you that are here today know who you are. Without you, your encouragement, challenges, advice, and unwavering support, I would never have dared to dream that this would ever even be possible. So thank you. Thank you for believing in me, and I will do everything in my power to make you and the community and school of Knights Point proud.
Our next administrative appointment is Fatima Wright to be the new assistant principal of Adult Learning Center Osceola, Algo. Fatima Wright has held the following. I need a motion on my phone. Fatima Wright has held the following positions: teacher for Charter Schools USA and math coach and dean of students at Osceola County Schools. She received her bachelor's degree and a master's degree in public service and public policy from Arizona State University, as well as a second master's degree in educational leadership from the University of Central Florida. Make a motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook, second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. Congratulations.
I just want to start by saying God is good, and so is hard work. A lot of that has put me here today, and the people that have lifted me up on their shoulders so that I can be here. I'd like to thank my wife, who's been my rock throughout my entire educational leadership degree. You postponed your graduate degree so that I could get my second graduate degree. You made sure that I had something to eat on my late nights coming home from UCF. You smiled when I forced you to rehearse my class presentations and even my interview process. And I could not imagine doing this without you. She's in the back. Gabby, thank you. Briefly, I also want to thank my former administration team, especially Mr. Dunn, for always supporting me and challenging me. And lastly, I want to thank our school board. I want to thank you, Dr. Shanoff, and I want to thank my new administration team for helping me get to this opportunity, and I plan to make an impact. Thank you.
our information item only. So we are on to our board workshop for rulemaking cycle A for the 2025-2026 school year. So we're recessing the regular meeting for this.
Ready for me to begin? Okay. Good evening, board members. We have quite a bit of changes to bring to you as revisions that are proposed for our school board rules. The first set of 8 changes are existing school board rules that would be revised largely to update the policies related to changes in statutes and also some changes based on best practices as the experts in those departments have determined when they helped write these revisions. Rule 3.40, Safe and Secure Schools, implements revisions to State Board Rule 6A-1.018. Rule 3.68, Background Screening for Contractors, implements the new requirements within Section 435.12 Florida statutes. Rule 6.17, Appointment or Employment Requirements, implements new requirements within Section 435.12 Florida statutes. 6.32, Telephone calls, electronic communications, and facsimiles, renames the rule to electronic communications devices and platforms and adds the section Digital Communication Online Platforms to authorize the use of approved platforms only, namely Parent Square that went active on Monday, June 23rd. 6.502, Approval of Leaves, adds requirement that employees use available sick and vacation leave during a leave of absence, limits authority to grant unpaid leave to Risk Management for Family Medical Leave Act leave, and Human Resources for approved leaves of absence. Rule 6.913, Sick Leave Donation, expands the Compassionate Sick Leave Program to permit donation of available vacation leave. And as of last week, we did tentatively agree to contract language that would revise this rule further. I'll bring those changes to you at the public hearing on July 15th. Rule 7.70, Procurement and Contracting, is a strike-all amendment that rewrites the entire rule and retitles the rule to Procurement and Contracting. It reorganizes the rule into 5 sections: General, Procurement Methods, Contracts, Approval and Signature Authority, Authority to debar or suspend. Renames the school district department from purchasing to procurement services, redefines the no contact rule to cone of silence to align with industry standards, increases the protest bond requirements to align with state law, discourage frivolous protests, and provide more detailed procedures for navigating protests. Increases the quote threshold to $10,000 to align with the federal micro-purchase threshold, simplifies and increases the approval and signature thresholds, adds more detailed procedures for the debarment or suspension of vendors. Rule 8.44, School Food Service Funds, renames the rule to School Food Service Funds and Procurement, implements requirements within new federal regulations regarding micro-purchases, and assurances for school breakfast lunch program applications. The following 19 changes all affect the Code of Student Conduct. First and foremost, it revises the policy document to comply with recent changes in state law and to provide consistency with school district precedent and current practice. On page Roman numeral small letters II, revises title page to reflect the new school year, updates the revision date on the title page to reflect the effective date. Page 19 revises participation in extracurricular and co-curricular activities to align with requirements in state law. Page 24 revises cell phone policy for students to align with requirements in state law. Page 29 revises trafficking to align with requirements in state law. Page 30 revises out-of-school suspension to clarify that students shall be permitted to make up work missed for full credit. Page 31 revises court orders and felony suspension expulsion to align with requirements in state law. Page 33 revises required reentry success plan meetings for parent accountability to clarify when these meetings are to be held. Page 43 revises Section 4 Discipline Response Code for secondary to clarify in-school or out-of-school suspension is not a permitted consequence for any Level 1 offense. Page 44 revises Section 4 Discipline Response Code for secondary to clarify that a Level 2 electronic device violation, EDV, may include audio and video recording. Page 45 revises Section 4 Discipline Response Code for secondary to clarify that out-of-school suspension is not a permitted consequence for any Level 2 offense. Page 73 revises Section 5 Discipline Response Code for elementary to clarify that for a Level 4 offense, ALC alcohol participation in the AWARE program may be in lieu of expulsion. Page 73 revises the same section to add hate speech to the definition of that for Level 4 offense, BUL bullying. Page 75 revises Section 5 Discipline Response Code for elementary to clarify that for a Level 4 offense, DRU, drug use, possession, alcohol offenses are coded separately, and participation in the AWARE program may be in lieu of expulsion. Page 82 revises suspension to clarify that students shall be permitted to make up work missed for full credit. Page 83 revises suspension exceptional student education to clarify the conditions for suspensions of ESE students. Page 83 revises suspension Section 504 to clarify the conditions for suspensions of Section 504 students. Page 83 revises suspension for off-campus felony to clarify the conditions for suspensions for students in these circumstances. The appendix is new, adds information about the AWARE and JUMP programs, pre-expulsion conference notes form, health room report form, and the substance abuse checklist. The next series of 21 changes affect the student progression plan document. This document is also revised to comply with recent changes in state law and to provide consistency with district precedent and current practice. Page 1 revises the title page to reflect the new school year and updates the revision date on the title page to reflect the effective date. Page 3 revises the contributors page to include new school board members. Page 17 revises residency requirements to clarify the requirements for verification of residency form. Page 21 revises transfer students to clarify the requirements for the temporary educational guardianship for student form. Page 21 revises transfer students to clarify school responsibilities related to Section 504 students who transfer to the school district. Page 24 revises attendance guidelines to add electronic communication to records required for reporting purposes. Page 25 revises student absences to set consistent minimum standards for the time limit students shall receive to complete makeup work for credit, including students who receive in-school or out-of-school suspensions. Page 27 revises student absences to clarify that per Section 1006.09 Florida statutes, no student shall be suspended for unexcused absences, lateness, tardies, or truancy. Page 30 revises student withdrawals to clarify that the criteria for withdrawing students for specific purposes. Page 46 revises middle school acceleration for high school credit to delete obsolete end of course assessment requirement to receive high school credit for Algebra 1. Page 51 revises the multi-tiered system of supports and problem solving to delete occurrences for the obsolete term response to intervention and to distinguish between interventions for academic and behavioral student needs. Page 53 revises advanced placement program to add to the AP capstone diploma and AP seminar and research certificate options. Page 59 revises dual enrollment to update TICO to OTEC and add Berry University as a provider of dual enrollment. Page 60 deletes the credit from correspondence section. Page 65 revises attendance for promotion and/or credit grades 6 through 12, to clarify the definition of one full course credit. Page 67 revises the grading of makeup work to set consistent minimum standards for the time that students shall receive to complete makeup work for credit, including those students who receive in-school and out-of-school suspensions. Page 69 revises high school general requirements for revises high school general requirements for grade level classification to place students in accordance with the grade 9 cohort year and deletes obsolete language. Page 70 deletes high school general requirements alternative education programs for clarity. Pages 85 through 119 revises graduation requirements to update and align the school district's policy language with recent related state law. For example, required course credits and required state assessments. And lastly, page 121 revises general rules of marking or awarding grades and credit to clarify the minimum enrollment time required in order to receive full semester credit. All of these changes will be brought back to you on July the 15th for a vote. No vote is requested at this time, but I'll gladly take any questions that you have. Thank you, board. See you on the 15th.
With that, we are on to 4.01, our approval of agenda modifications. Dr. Shinoff, do you have any modifications?
Yes, we will be removing 12.01 from the agenda. So, yes, just removal of 12.0, sorry, 12.05. Sorry, it's 1.05. Sorry,
It's your birthday. Just catching up. Sorry.
I'm thinking about what I'm gonna do after this. Sorry, Mr. Sharma, I know I gave you a hard time. 12.05.
Also, thank you. Ms. Garcia? Any Mr. Cook?
I do not have any.
Ms. Castillo?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Bronson? No. All right. Do I have a motion to approve the modified agenda removing 12.05?
Motion to approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Cook. A second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes.
Motion to approve.
12.01.
Yes.
I have a motion by Ms. Castillo for 12.01.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cook. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.02.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Castillo.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cook. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.03.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook.
Second.
Second by Ms. Castillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.04.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook. Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.06.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.07.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Castillo. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.08.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Castillo, second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.09. Motion by Ms. Garcia. Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.10.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Castillo. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.11. Motion by Ms. Garcia. Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.12.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook. Second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.13.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook. Second by Ms. Bronson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.14.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook. Second by Ms. Castillo. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. 12.15.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Castillo, second by Mr. Cook. All those in favor? Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. With that, we are on to 15.03.
Motion to approve 15.03.
Motion by Ms. Castillo,
Second.
second by Mr. Cook. All those in favor?
Aye.
16.03.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Mr. Cook, second by Ms. Garcia. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. 17.03.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Ms. Castillo, second by Mr. Cook. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? Motion passes. With that, we are on to our public comment. We will start with Jacqueline Cruz.
Good evening, Jacqueline Cruz, 581 Michigan Estate Circle, St. Cloud, Florida. I stand here again today as a concerned parent, but also as an active member of the Michigan Avenue Elementary community. I can't sit quietly while the people we trust with our children's future continue to be underpaid and overworked. I'm here to speak up for our teachers, not just to raise awareness, but to call for action. In Osceola County, a teacher with a bachelor's degree starts at just $49,500. After 10 years, many teachers still find themselves struggling to keep up with the rising cost of living, despite their experience and their dedication. Now compare that to jobs that require no college degree. Fast food manager, $59,000. Retail store manager, $56,000. Delivery driver, up to $65,000. Plumber, $62,000. Postal worker, $52,000 to $65,000. Construction supervisor, $60,000. Insurance salesperson, $65,000 plus commission. These are all important jobs and they deserve fair pay, but none require the 4-year degree, certification exams, or student loans that teachers take on, and none carry the daily responsibility of educating and safeguarding dozens of our children. Teachers are more than educators. They are counselors, they are nurses, mentors, conflict managers, and sometimes even lifelines. They stay late, take work home, and spend their own money on class snacks and supplies because they care that much. This isn't just a job, it's a calling, but right now it's treated like a second-tier career, one where passion is expected to make up for pay. That's why I'm asking this board to consider a millage increase, a small property tax adjustment dedicated to raising teacher salary. It's a bold step, but a necessary one if we want to retain great teachers and attract new ones. I understand that raising taxes is never an easy task, but if we can raise wages in other industries to stay competitive, why can't we do the same for people shaping the next generation? Let's be the district that doesn't just say we value educators, but show it. Let's give teachers a reason to stay and students a reason to thrive. Thank you.
Janet Moody.
Hello, Board. Janet Moody, President of the Osceola County Education Association that represents the teachers and the ESPs in the district. And I'm coming before you tonight because when I heard that you were giving accolades to everybody, you forgot about the union. We went through 2 votes in the month of May, and 98% of those who voted, both of our units voted to keep their union, feeling that it is important that they have representation within their position. So I think that's a yahoo, Mr. Cook. So I'm just here tonight because I don't know Ms. Cruz, but what I just heard her say was something that I had been thinking about. I know that this year the state's budget came in and it is not good. I'm going to try to keep it clean, but it's not good. And I heard one of the politicians post recently, or when I read it, it said that they had prioritized the citizens of Florida's priorities, right? And that means that their priorities were not educators. We're 50th in the state for our wages, and the only districts that are able to keep up and pay the educators what they deserve so that they can live and not have 2 to 3 jobs are those that are passing tax referendums. And so I think it's time for our district to start working together with the union to look at how we can start the process of getting a tax referendum by 2026 so that we can afford to not have to pass on the cost of insurance and other things like that on to our educators, or if we do have to pass on those costs, we can at least pass on a raise that will absorb those costs. Okay? And lastly, I just want to say I was here for the budget workshop, so many others were. I noticed that there's 3 parts of the budget that did not get presented. And I'm not sure what happened. We had plenty of time to do that, but I noticed that the debt services part did not get presented. The special revenue fund did not get presented, and neither did the internal service fund get presented. And those are all 3 important parts of our budget that I feel should have been shared transparently within the workshop so that you would have the opportunity to ask questions about those things. So thank you.
Greg Garris.
Greg Garris, 3203 Lake Erie Drive, St. Cloud. Board members, I'd like you to take a look at my shirt tonight. I don't do this job for the money. I am the product of 2 public educators. My parents both made more in retirement after their service to the state of Ohio than I currently do as a teacher here in Florida. Think about that. In retirement, they make better money. Now, I live a very simple life. I live in a mobile home in a 55-plus community here in St. Cloud. I drive a 20-year-old minivan that I inherited from my mother. I don't work a second job. I devote myself as fully as I possibly can to my students. And there's people up on this dais that know my work. I don't want to have a shrinking paycheck. And what is proposed right now with this increase in insurance and the lack of funding that is coming from Tallahassee, and we can blame someone who used to sit on that board for that lousy budget for education, as well as our other representatives that we continue to send to Tallahassee, and then we don't seem to get our fair share. We kind of need to ask what's going on. So I don't think I should have to have a shrinking paycheck. Thank you.
Joanne Colonna.
Good evening, Board. Thank you for this opportunity for me to speak. First of all, I'd like to say I agree with all these teachers here, so I think you should really reconsider what's happening, okay? Today, I'm not speaking about the teachers, but I felt I needed to give them a little encouragement because you guys are great. You are our future for our children. I'd like to say that I was very pleased at the program that you had today. To see all these teachers, by the grace of God, lifted up to their next journey in life. And that's what I would like to see for our children. I was very disturbed with a letter that I received in the mail, and I felt that I needed to read this to you so you can open your eyes and maybe help this child out. It's a new school prayer. Now I sit me down in school, where praying is against the rule. For the great nation under God, find mention of him very odd. If scripture now the class recites, it's violated the Bill of Rights. And any time my head I bow becomes a federal matter now. Our hair can be purple orange or green, there's no offense, it's a freedom scene. The law is specific, the law is precise. Prayers spoken aloud are a serious vice. For praying in public hall might offend someone with no faith at all. In silence alone, we must meditate. God's name is prohibited by the state. We're allowed to cuss and dress like freaks and pierce our nose, tongues, and cheeks. They've outlawed guns, but first the Bible. To quote the good book makes me liable. We can't elect a pregnant senior queen and an unwed daddy our senior king. It's inappropriate to teach right from wrong. We're taught that such judgments do not belong. We can get our condoms and birth controls, study witchcraft, vampires, and totem poles, but the 10 Commandments are not allowed. No word of God must reach the crowd. It's scary here, I must confess. When chaos reigns, the school's a mess. So Lord, in silent plea I make, should I be shot, may my soul please take. This is an anonymous letter that I received in the mail. So I ask your guidance for our children. Have the courage to ask God for the forgiveness for these children and hope that you can bring prayer back in the schools so their lives can be safe and they can feel safe. Thank you.
Emily Brent.
Sorry. All right. Good evening, board. My name's Emily Grintz, and I am the Instructional Vice President for OCEA. Tonight, I just wanted to make sure that we are putting everything in context because we've had lots of numbers today, but there's people behind all of the numbers. So I wanted to kind of ironically start with the number. As you heard our President Janet mention, Florida is 50th in the nation for average teacher pay. So the average national teacher pay is $72,000. Florida sits at $54,000. But the cost of living on average in Florida is $62,000. So you have your teachers living below the cost of living in Florida. We also know in Osceola specifically what that means is our teachers take home around $3,000 per month as their final take home pay, and cost of rent in Osceola is around $2,000 per month. Even though we've had some good increases in the past few years, educators' ability to have buying power in the economy ultimately still hasn't increased very much. And while I fully acknowledge most of this is not our fault, it's rests with the people in Tallahassee and in DC, our district is making the situation worse in ways we don't have to. So one of these, of course, is insurance, which I obviously won't get into, but it has been stated that one of the reasons behind the proposed insurance increases is cancer patients. So tonight I have my fellow union member and friend, Lori Austin, who is a second grade teacher and cancer patient here, who wanted to speak but asked me to read it on her behalf. So this is Ms. Austin's statement. There are 3 teachers at my school that we know of who have been diagnosed previously with a mold infection. This weakens the immune system and in the case of me, Lori Austin, possibly contributed to cancer growth. The staff continues to report moldy ceiling tiles, rusty staples, and soft spots on the walls only to see superficial fixes such as replaced ceiling tiles and no deeper investigation into why. Please take a look at the schools that these cases are currently coming from and what the possible mold and environmental causes may be. These contribute to the 104 cancer anomalies. I am so glad that I could afford the Healthy Essentials plan because with the wait times at the health center for appointments and referrals, I would have been at an even higher stage of cancer, costing more money for survival had I not had the Tier 2 plan. I hope the Healthy Essentials plan stays affordable for all of us. Thank you.
Zahira Pena Antino.
Hi, my name is Grace Hayes, 14238 Fredericksburg Drive, Orlando. Ms. Pena had to leave, so I'm speaking on her behalf. I'm also a member of Osceola County Education Association. As follows are Ms. Pena's words. Having health insurance is a privilege, and I can assure you many people in here are grateful for it. But it also breaks my heart when I hear people in the same room that need surgery or procedures and they can't afford it. Therefore, they are forced to postpone it, putting their health at risk. I think that Emily and Lori's comments that we just heard speak really potently to that point. Your resources are not placed properly. With nearly 8,000 employees in this district, you only have one health center for them to attend. For the past few years, we've heard of plans to open new centers, but nothing is happening. We urge you to get all these plans established before you make the decision to shrink our paychecks even more on an already dire economy. With nearly 300 vacancies and counting ahead of the first day of school, the planned insurance changes are a detriment to a successful school year. Feed your employees not with food, but with resources and support. Thank you.
Amanda Jacobs.
Sorry. Hi, my name is Amanda Jacobs. My address is 366 Casa Verona Lane, Davenport, Florida. I recently injured my knee and had to call Century Services, who said my only options were St. Cloud or Windermere to go to an orthopedic walk-in clinic to get looked at. I needed a specific knee brace. Our insurance wouldn't cover it, so I had to go to Amazon to purchase it. I needed an MRI, and I had to ask for the prescription so that I could call Green Imaging because our insurance was kind of stingy on the imaging. I say all that to say that I live over an hour away from our current clinic. I live an hour away from St. Cloud, a location I had to visit twice. It's already hard enough with our current insurance, and now you want to increase the insurance, which will force us all to have to use the clinic, which is again over an hour away from my house and an hour away from my school. How is that fair? How is that a viable option for us on the west side of the district? I implore you to think long and hard about how important your employees are to this district and invest in us. We are worth it. Thank you.
Woo. Karen Baker.
Good evening, and my name is Karen Baker, and I live at 2484 Yellow Brick Road. I am concerned that students are not being taught how to handle money or make change. Yes, I still use cash as much as possible. I have been in several local businesses, and the young cashiers were totally confused because they could not make change even with a computer in front of them. My bill at one store was $7.08. I gave the cashier $10.08. I had a hard time convincing him that he only needed to give me $3 back. Even with a computer, he was totally confused. I mean, this is sad. Another cashier, where language was a barrier, could not even understand the sheet to identify fruits and vegetables. Another customer and I were helping him. I had given him cash. I needed something like $2.08 back. He could not understand the concept, again, even with a computer in front of him. A supervisor came over to me and told me that the penny counting machine was down, so he had no pennies. No one can even count pennies? I finally told him, forget the pennies, just give me the nickel, I'm out of here. And another incident, the cashier got confused, did not give me the correct change, and then got confused by another customer's purchase right behind me. He needed to give me $7 back, but had only given me $6. I then had to wait until he opened the cash register again to get my correct change. I am teaching my 9-year-old granddaughter to calculate in her head how much change she should get back when she pays with cash. And she can do it. I would like to suggest that schools teach students how to handle money, make change, balance their bank accounts, checkbooks, if they have them, handle credit cards responsibly, and other life skills. It is very sad to have a young person confused by basic math in real life. I pray that schools would get back to educating students in reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Dylan Renzel.
Good evening, board. This is my first, Dylan Rensel, 5110 Plymouth Turtle Circle, St. Cloud.
This is my first board meeting since the new board members took their seats, so I just want to congratulate all three of you and wish you success and wisdom moving forward. So my remarks are kind of echoes of what we've already heard tonight. As we've said, average teacher pay in Florida, we're 50th out of 50. The United States, obviously not good. So I want to caution in just simply lamenting about that fact and not trying to mitigate it in some way. If the state government was sending us considerably more money, things would be certainly easier to meet the needs of our district. And I think it's easy to send blame or responsibility up the ladder. But I do believe that we all need to take individual responsibility within our positions to make our district better. I just encourage the board members and district leadership to truly exhaust all avenues of budgetary creativity to ensure that we don't make retention challenges worse. On top of that, I would encourage leadership to not get stuck in the silos of our district. Many times we make an adjustment in one area and we don't fully consider the big picture of how those changes in each one of those silos kind of manifest themselves in the daily duties of our staff members. For example, as everyone knows, we'll be implementing the new ESE changes, and I think that backdrop provides context for possible anxieties and frustrations that our staff members will have. So I encourage you to consider that and strive to not add to that list of anxieties in other ways, including in the areas of salary and benefits. So I just acknowledge that many of the challenges we face find their origin in Tallahassee and Washington, D.C., or maybe just in society in general. But because of that, not in spite of that, it is vital that we don't create avoidable challenges for ourselves. So thank you very much.
Sean Wade.
Good evening, board. My name is LaShawna Ward. I am at 226 Pine Valley Road, Apartment B, St. Cloud, Florida, and I am speaking on behalf of all the ESPs, whom are your men and women who cover and support as many of all parts of your school on a daily basis. I'm doing it in my 3 minutes, but slow, but I want you to understand that ESPs are the ones that you call on all the time. ESPs are your backup for your teachers, for your front office, for your staff all over the district. We are asking that you know that we need to be respected in our pay as well. We do above and beyond for you. We leave our children to come make sure that whether we're sick or not, that we are there. We are asking you that if you look back if you look back at how many of us have done so much for our children. We don't think of ourselves, we think of our children. We, just so you're aware, the average ESP K-8 starts at $33,426. Our average ESP higher education paraprofessional starts at $44,682. Just a food for thought. I am here just to let you know that we are not going anywhere. We're not choosing to leave. We want to be here. And we want you to know that our pay counts too. Some of them have had to get several jobs on top of leaving your job for 7 hours or more. We are overworked and underpaid, as well as we have been beat up, we have been slapped up, we have done many other and dealt with many other situations that should not even have to be dealt with. But we still come to work with a smile. We come and we do it as our saying says, day one. We come back every day. So we're asking you just to remember us in our pay, because without us, you guys wouldn't be able to do anything. Thank you so much.
We are on to 19.01 attorneys. 19.01, the approval of the superintendent's annual evaluation.
Yes, I don't believe that it actually needs an approval, it just needed to be on here as an informational item. Both of our contracts came up have the evaluation approved, so that information is on here today. So along those lines, if I could just go to 1903. I would like to just thank the school board for confidence in my representation and remarks on my evaluation. I take them very seriously and will be meeting with all of you regarding those marks. So thank you very much. Also, I wanted to state on the record that pursuant to Florida Statute 286-011, the school board and the chief executive may meet in private with me as the attorney or any other attorney to discuss pending litigation. As such, on July 5th, 2025, July 15th, 2025 at 4 o'clock, an executive session will be held in Bill Collins Conference Room pertaining to case number 2024 CA 001425 entitled Parisa Savetti and Don Savetti versus the School Board for Osceola County. In attendance at that meeting will be a board reporter, Dr. Shaw, myself, Thomas Cowan, an attorney, Craig Krappenbacher, attorney, District 1 board member, Teresa Castillo, District 2 board member, Marcelo Garcia, District 3 school board member, Anthony Cook, District 4 school board member, Heather Cahoon, chair, and District 5 school board member.
I'm gonna go back to just Dr. Shanoff's evaluation, if there was any comment you wanted to make since Sarah made a comment on hers, just giving you the opportunity.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I too appreciate the feedback that's been provided. I think that at the end of the day, and we talk about this a lot as a district, everybody's just trying to get a little bit better every day. Nobody's ever actually arrived. And if we ever take the position that we've made it, or there's no room for improvement, then we really don't need to be in the positions that we're in, right? So I just need to say that I really appreciate the honesty, I appreciate the feedback, I appreciate the partnership, the ongoing partnership with each one of you. I think that we have good, open, honest communication. I really appreciate everything. I appreciate the confidence, and I appreciate taking up my contract tonight and approving the amendment to the contract, and so thank you very much. And I'm privileged to work alongside some great people. Many of them are here today. I know that that's not why they're here, and I recognize that, but I do want to say that the hard work is done in the classrooms in this district. I would say I have the least powerful position in the district because some could argue that I'm probably the most removed from the classroom. And I recognize that. I try to work on that. I try to spend as much time as I can in classrooms, but at the end of the day, it's the people that are interacting with our students on a daily basis that are ultimately the most heroic people in our district. And certainly the words that were conveyed tonight are not lost on me, and they're not lost on any of us. I think that we share the same frustrations that you do. And so we try to be as creative as we can. But I do want to say that it is a privilege to work with you. It is a privilege to work alongside the people that are here and who they represent. Because who they represent are the true heroes of this district. They are the faces of this district. And I hope and pray that we can continue to work collaboratively together to ensure even greater things for our kids. And the only reason why we've achieved these outcomes, and they are great, is because of the people that are working with our kids day in and day out. There's no doubt about it. So I thank you. I thank those that are out there that are watching, and even those that aren't. I want to make sure that they're thanked as well for the great work that they've done. So thank you.
With that, we are on to new business. At 20.01, we have to appoint our advocacy representative from our board for FSBA. I think we discussed it at FSBA, but I don't remember who we landed on as doing it. I feel like it was maybe you, Mr. Cook.
Oh,
I'm
child,
pretty
please.
confident.
I want y'all to conspire. Not happen. Something like
touch our noses in the last one.
Nah, that did not happen.
No, Ms. Garcia is going to be
Sure.
our
And Bronson was gonna be that.
Was it?
Bronson.
Yes!
I nah, y'all was tag team. Y'all like I didn't know. I remember that conversation.
We will find a committee
Bronson.
for you to serve on, Mr. Cook.
I serve on.
She certainly seemed ready to let somebody else do it.
Ms. Bronson will be our representative. Do I need to let them know or do you let them know? An alternate. Mr. Cook, would you like to be an alternate?
Absolutely.
Perfect. All right, perfect. Next up, we are on to board committee reports. Are there any committee reports that you've attended that you need to update on?
I'm actually prepared for that.
Great.
Yes. I'm on the Osceola Council on Aging, and they officially broke ground on a brand new senior housing community in Buena Ventura Lakes. It's going to be 60 income-based, pet-friendly, one-bedroom apartments, and it's going to have dining, an event center, wellness, computer lab, and exercise facilities. And it's just important that these are designed with dignity, independence, and therefore are Osceola seniors. And also there was a ribbon cutting at the Tracy Manor Homes in St. Cloud, and they were officially unveiling upgrades that were funded through the Osceola Council on Aging's Community Development Block Grant. And it's just important that the Council on Aging and its board members, that we're just grateful to the City of St. Cloud and Kissimmee and the Osceola County partners who support and help turn these grants into dollars that have lasting impact on our community. And let's see, and the St. Cloud Chamber, we do have a brand new website. I am on that board. And you can find support for local businesses, upcoming community events, and you can become a member. And it just includes support for economic development and smart growth. And
So I will piggyback here. I did forget that there was no board meeting for the Osceola Chamber in June, but in May, they as well have a new website and have a very similar mission to the St. Cloud Chamber, with connecting our business community with our community at large, to support what we're doing here in Osceola as a whole. One additional announcement we have tonight is just to remind anyone in the audience and anyone watching at home that our next meeting will be held at Gateway High School starting July 15th until further notice, as there are renovations that will be taking place in this room to update all of the things, especially sound and things like that we know have continuously been something that people are wanting to happen. So we will see you at Gateway High School starting July 15th for our board meetings. With that, this meeting is adjourned.